Ah, love this magazine. Welcome to Flashback Mondays. Welcome to the D. Louise Book Series channel, where we talk about all things books. No special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smancy stuff going on here. And it is freezing in my house today. Freezing. We had a couple of days of 80 plus, and it's 40 today. We're like, what the F? But anyways. Welcome to the Julie's Book Series. I'm Christina, Kristina, where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smancy stuff going on here. If you could spread the word that I exist, I would greatly appreciate it. This is Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this magazine, where I just literally had them. Okay. We always start with Regency. We always end up with erotica or Harlequin. Um, Sometimes romantic time switches the order of the internal ones, but most of the time, um, actually all of the time, it always starts with historical. It depends on what they're featuring. If they're featuring mystery or inspirational contemporary romance, which section gets the bigger draw. But we're starting with this Regency as always. And the first book is Tessa Dare, Romancing the Duke, the ladies in red. And I always read 4.5 or 4 stars. Every once in a while, three, and I'll say three. But most of the time, it's at least 4.5 stars, so you know they're good books. Adorable, funny, charming, and clever are a few words used to describe Dare's novels, and the first of her Castles Ever After series is no exception. Miss Isidore Ophelia Goodnight, daughter of best-selling author, is penniless after her father's death and unexpectedly inherits a ghastly castle. But the castle is occupied by Ransom, Duke of Rothbury, a man coming to grips with his loss of sight. The spark that flies between them set the stage for a battle that neither plans on losing. Yet, as Izzy takes the time to understand Ransom, he realizes she's unlike most women. Though her notions about romance and fairy tale endings are strange to a loveless man, living and working together ignites their mutual passion. Oh, a lady that I have been reading for over 30 years. I've got pounds of her books. White doesn't do very well. White, yellow on my computer. 4.5 stars, Scotland. Jeffries continues the Duke Men series as mystery and romance merge in a suspenseful jewel heist. Blackmail shame that spans decades, she skillfully draws her characters into danger and passion. Not only is this a compelling story brimming with unexpected twists, but it's also emotional romance that touches on many levels. Victor Cole is a guard for his wife Isabel's employer. A prominent jeweler, Izzy creates realistic copies of fabulous jewels, and he's shocked when she steals the royal diamonds, blames him, and disappears. Decades later, Victor is hired to investigate a baron's lovely fiancée, Isa. Isa has built a reputation in trade, believing she is safe from the husband who stole the royal gems and abandoned her. The distrust stands in the way of Victor's investigation, but no more than their desire. Okay, I don't get it. Oh, Victor's Cole is a guard for his wife's Isabella employees. Okay, so Isabella was okay. I get it. I was a little lost on that one. Catherine Anderson, who I usually depict as contemporary romance. I do not depict her as Regency romance. And again, to me, my theory of Regency romance is England in between 1800, 1790, and let's say 18, 20, 30. I know that the actual time differences are different, but let's say 1790 to 1850 or prior. Those are my Regency years in my head, my own personal thoughts. Not 1800s in Colorado. Four and a half stars. Francine Rivers, one of Anderson's hallmarks, is creating opportunity for souls to find redemption. She takes that theme to new heights, blending the faith of inspirational romance with the realistic Western characters and a tender love story. Gabriel Valance is a gunslinger who drinks, gambles, and womanizes until he is gunned down at random Colorado on Christmas Eve. The angels at pearly gates give him an opportunity to set his record straight. He is chosen one of three people to help. He picks Nan Halfman, a dressmaker haunted by her past. He has 1 month to win her trust so she can learn to love and lead a full life. There is one catch. He cannot alter anyone else's destiny. Okay. Um, Lord of the Rakes. Darcy Wilds. 4.5 stars. It's always a delight when a newcomer enchants readers with a lively, original, and highly sensual love story. Suddenly an heiress and free of her overbearing, overprotective brother, Lady Caroline Delamar decides to save her life. She goes to London to stay with friends and decides that there is no better way to start her life than in Philip Montcalm's arms. Better known as the Lord of the Rakes, Philip has decided too many women to count. Truth be told, he's a bit tired of the game until he meets Caroline. She is unlike any woman he has known, a delicious combination of naivete and a sensuality. Here's a woman willing and eager to play out their fantasies as master and mistress. Oh, good God. Okay. Um, Sarah Mallory, Lady Beneath the Veil, a harlequin. 4 stars. Lady Beneath the Veil features a classic theme that with a fun new take. And Mallory has another winner on her hands. It starts with a cruel hoax, a spoiled dandy, and a shy maiden, and ends with marriage of convenience that will keep readers up all night. Surprise! The groom wants to run off before the wedding night. The Honorable Gideon Albury thought he was marrying an English rose and instead got a French lily. Duped but too proud to cry foul, Gideon thwarts the tricksters and keeps his bride. Dominique, a poor relation, reluctantly agrees to be part of her cousin's wicked prank. She never expected to get married for real. Um, the bride says no. Yellow doesn't do so good. I guess I should take the price tag off. One of the ladies who does book reviews was complaining about tags. It's like, yeah, you couldn't have put it over here. You had to put it in front of her face. Think about that. They could have put that tag anywhere on the book. They had to put it in front of her face. This is whole blank space over here. 4 stars. Maxwell gives love triangles a new and delightful spin in the first of the Brides of Wishmore series. Her trademark lighthearted humor. Let's see how. I'm curious if this comes off. tinged with deep emotion. Maxwell crafts a marvelous story of sisters who each fall in love, show how love changes so many things, and it's a rare special gift. Okay. Um, After a scandalous divorce, Lady Eileen Davison kept away from her younger sister for fear of ruining Tara's chances of a good marriage. Suddenly, Tara shows up on her doorstep with plans to jilt her fiance and marry the man she had always loved. Almost. Um, Blake Steffens, the illegitimate son of a nobleman, may not love Tara, but he's not about to have her run off days before their wedding. He follows and becomes attached to the outspoken and mature Eileen. For her part, Eileen is joined to Blake, and the passion between them ensues. Is it good? Almost. How's that? Is that better? Okay. Lady Beneath the. Oh, we did that already. I shall be near to you, Erin Lindsay. Again, that does not look like a historical to me. Uh, Civil War. That is definitely 100% not his Regency to me. The fascinating historical novel is beautifully written and emotionally charged, using a female soldier point of view from the narration makes McCabe's story refreshingly unique. Inspired by more than 250 pages document accounts of women joining the war effort. When her husband Jeremiah Wakefield enlists with the Union Army, Rosetta refuses to be left behind. Disguising herself as a man and renaming herself Ross Stone, she joins alongside him and his buddies. Okay. Okay, on to mainstream fiction. And there's a couple of these that we didn't get. That's The Lost Lake. Sarah Addison Allen, 4.5 stars. All of the magic of Allen's previous books is present in this latest treasure. A feast of words, the author has the ability to capture the soul of her characters and make them relatable to every reader. When Kate Ferris wakes up, both literally and figuratively, a year after her husband's death, she is caught in a life she isn't sure she wants to be living. Kate gathers her 8-year-old daughter, Devon, and heads to a place she remembers visiting as a child, Lost Lake, Georgia. Owned by her great-grandparents, L.B. Phim, the cabins in the lake hold treasure memories for Kate. Little does she know that Ebby has agreed to sell the property to a developer. As family and old friends reconnect at the lake, the magic surrounding the property has something to give every person there. Let's see. The House of Memories. Okay, if it's a house, why are we showed a teapot? 4.5 stars. Immensely moving, the pages of this novel will be read through tears and laughter as they capture the emotions of grief, the process of healing, and the unconditional nature of love in raw, unforgettable manner. Fought with grief over the unexpected loss of her son, Ella O'Hanlon retreats from everyone she knows and loves, including the husband she once adored. Ella travels alone from place to place, keeping busy to distract herself from her pain, until she finally agrees to stay with her beloved Uncle Lucas in the house filled with memories. Mhm. Delilah's daughters. I do not know. I'm gonna tape the. It looks like I'm definitely gonna have to tape this. Okay. Angela Benson. 4.5 stars. In this captivating novel, instead of Samson's secrets, it's Delilah that threatens to destroy the spiritual foundation she and her late husband Rocky built for their three daughters. Benson cleverly uses Rocky's character as an angel to introduce the gospel pop group they create to showcase their daughter's talent. The national spotlight during a competition tests how deep their love, faith, family, trust, friendship, and loyalty and integrity run. Delilah and Rocky have three daughters, Roxanne, Veronica, and Alicia. Roxanne sings on a cruise and has the best voice, but it's Veronica's celebrity-seeking, conniving husband Dexter who clinches his wife chance for fame. Okay. Alright, the one that didn't show up that I was including because she was huge, huge, famous author. So I'm just including I don't have a picture. I don't think I have a picture. I'm pretty sure I don't have a picture. But let me just take a quick look, but I'm pretty sure she is not pictured anywhere. Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know what she's huge. I don't know why they didn't consider a picture of her, but anyway. Jackie Collins, Confessions of a Wild Child, 4.5 stars. Collins is a master. In this book, she explores the early years of her infamous character, Lucky Santiago. Through the background of this troubled young woman, you see the makings of a woman that she becomes in later books. Lucky Santangelo, Lucky Saint, was just a child when discovered her mother dead's body. Since then, her father, the infamous Gino Santangelo, has been protecting her by keeping her sequestered. But being a rambunctious teenager, Lucky finds a way to escape her prison. When one of her stunts gets her in trouble, her father decides to send her to boarding school in England. Gino sees this as the only opportunity for his out-of-control 15-year-old daughter. All Lucky wants is to take over Gino's business when she gets older. Oh, good God. She needs to be exposed to something else. The Taste of Apple Seeds. 4.5 stars. Sometimes when a book is translated into another language, it loses luster, but this is not the case with the English translation of Regina German's masterpiece. It's a tale of family secrets, longing, and remembrance that will captivate readers no matter which country they reside in. When a librarian, Iris Berger, surprisingly inherits her late grandmother's cottage in a small town, she must make the difficult decision whether to sell it or to keep it. Keep it, 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 keep it. Memories of her family hidden in every nook and cranny, and she's not sure if she should welcome them back with open arms or sweep them under the carpet to forget. Open the door, open the door, open the door. Um, the loveliest chocolate shop in Paris. 4 stars, Jenny Colgan. A story within a story. The loveliest chocolate shop in Paris will have you laughing one moment and crying the next. And when the tale is complete, you can indulge in the very thing that Anna Trent loves, chocolate. All those calories. Anna Trent may be a supervisor in a chocolate factory, but she knows more about consuming chocolate than creating it. Her dream of being a master confectioner may still come true, though an unfortunate accident at work turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to her. Lying in a hospital bed, miserable and depressed over the loss of her toes, she encounters her old French teacher, Claire Chaucourt, who was not the person Anna thought she was. Claire puts Anna back in touch with what's really important in life. Oh, excuse me a second. Um, the Gold State. Four stars. Richmond takes readers through a bittersweet, heartwarming tale of a woman on the cusp of life events in both her personal and professional lives. Switching between present, past, and different times during the same day make this novel a little hard to get into. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. Dr. Julie is having the day from hell. Just having signed her divorce papers, she receives a text from her sister who has just gone into labor. As she struggles to cross to San Francisco to reach her, Julie finds her city in the midst of a crisis. Vandalism, protests, and riots that necessitate tear gas to restore order. If the trials she faces aren't enough, she reaches her sister's house to find a man from her past is taken hostage at the VA hospital where she works. Oh, good God. So much. Let's move on to teen. Prince of Shadows, Rachel Kane. The 4.5 stars. This novel tells so much more than just the story of Romeo and Juliet, bringing in thieves, Mercutio's forbidden love, a curse, and benevolence own passions. It remains true to the play with enough textual reference to make any Shakespeare lover happy. As part of the house of Montague, Beverlone is used to watching after his cousin Romeo, but when Romeo's romantic interests turn to the house Capulet, Benevolent struggles to contain the damage. The Mercure ill-fated love is discovered, and a curse is set to work on both the Montague and the Capulets. Uninvited, Sophie Jordan. 4.5 stars. Jordan's first try at dystopia young adult is so terrifyingly plausible that readers might forget that a corrupt America infested with crime and under the orders of oppressive Wainwright agency isn't really waiting outside their doors. Okay. Davy's life is nearly perfect, a music prodigy with supportive friends and family. Davy is on track to attend Juilliard in the fall, while her boyfriend Zach, one of the hottest guys in schools, is close by at NYU. But when Davy tests positive for homicidal tendency syndrome, the gene that indicates a person likely to become a violent killer, she's uninvited from the private school. Oh, good God. Why would anybody test for that? It's beyond me. That's just scary. Cruel Beauty, Rosamund Hodge, 4.5 stars. Cruel Beauty is a marvelous and inventive book. Hodge creatively intersperses several well-known fairy tales into something that stands completely on its own. At birth, Nyx was fated to marry the gentle lord. Her father made a desperate deal with the nefarious demon, and as the result was that she would die while her twin sister would live. Jealous of her sister and frightened by the arrangement, Nyx is determined to kill the gentle lord instead of the other way around. Newlywed, Nyx searches in her new abode for clues as how to kill her husband. Along the way, she becomes across a new friend, a potential enemy, and the knowledge that there's more to her despicable husband than meets the eye. So is her sister dead or not? I don't get it. I think one more team. Infinite. Jody Meadows. Four stars. Meadows' conclusion to her Incarnate trilogy is thrilling. She places clearly defined and unusual characters into the sharp crafted world. Anna is the first new soul born to almost 5,000 years, and legend has it she will be able to stop the evil Jordan from ascending to immortality. She is not sure that's true, but she is willing to try. So she, along with her friends Love, Sam, and her closest friends, travels to the land to find the weapon that may stop Janet and bring peace. Smoke, where are you? Did your cat meow? And you're like, what? And they're like, meow. And you're like, what? And they're like, meow. And you finally get up and they're standing behind you. They made you get out of your comfy seat, your comfy chair with your book, and they're behind you just going, "Mhm." It wasn't me, Mom. I'm going to wash my face now. Inspirational. Let's see. Lisa Sampson, Runaway Saint, 4.5 stars. Sampson's latest novel is filled with deep insights and amazing family interactions. Her gift for creating unique, flawed characters elevates this book above others. Sarah and her husband own a graphic design and printing business. Their lives hum along with nothing out of the ordinary. Then Sarah's Aunt Beale arrives. She left the U.S. for a mission trip to Pakistan 15 years ago and then just shows up on your front door. Um, no one has heard from her since, and she has scars both inside and out to prove it. Okay. Wildwood Creek. Lisa Wingate. 4.5 stars. Full of suspense, mystery, and romance, Wildwood Creek is a must read. The juxtaposition of modern day and 1861 Texas allows readers to fully engage in both stories and be especially intrigued at the growing suspense of both time periods. Bonnie Rose is a young school teacher in 1861 with a blemished past. She wants to move on, but something feels wrong, and evil begins to threaten Bonnie and those she loves most in Wildwood, Texas. In the present, Allie Kirkland has landed a summer job with a TV show produced by a famous director. She is playing the part of Bonnie Rose as the summer progresses. There's something dark happening, something evil lurking in the background. Hi, Rachel. Jill Eileen Smith, 4.5 stars. Smith has crafted an Old Testament story that's full of passion with her extensive research into the treatment of women in biblical times. Jacob seeks out Laban, the father of Rachel and Leah, and Laban sets the bride price for Jacob to marry his youngest daughter Rachel. Then Laban prepares to hold Rachel hostage and present Leah in her place. Jacob, who has escaped his own past filled with deceit, finds that he's on the receiving end of Laban's trickery. The sisters who are forced to share the same husband overwhelm Jacob's home and angst. No. Um, Dream Dress. Computer. 4.5 stars, Janice Thompson. Book 3 in the Weddings by Design series hits all the right notes, mixing equal parts romance and humor with the most delightful characters around. Stuck in a dead-end job at a bridal boutique, Gabby Delgado dreams of one day selling her designs to the brides of Galveston, Texas. When she's fired from the boutique, she's humiliated in front of an influential client and Jordan Singer, an editor of Texas Bride magazine. But Jordan might be just what Gabby needs to shake her out of her comfort zone. When Courage Calls. Where Courage Calls, excuse me. 4.5 stars. The mother-daughter writing team is a powerhouse, and their writing styles have come together to create this beautiful story filled with romance, misunderstanding, and courage. Beth Thacker lives in the lap of luxury, but she wants more than that. She's always taken for granted. She accepts a teaching job in Coal Valley, Canada, where she won't have access to the luxury she's used to. Coal Valley is in worse shape than she thought. After the mining accident, the residents are at the mercy of the mine owners, who don't seem to care what happened to the townspeople. Meanwhile, there are two men vying for Beth's attention. Who will win, the good guy or the bad guy? I hope it's the good guy. On to sci-fi. In a couple of weeks, I will be doing a sci-fi unboxing. It will take 2 weeks to do it. It's huge. I hope you tune in for that. But it's a couple weeks down the road. It's 200 or 300 sci-fi books. Um, it was an amazing find. The Crimson Campaign, Brian McClellan. 4 stars. This trio of Thomas, Tamil, and Adamant are back in the thrilling second installment of the Power Mage series, all entrenched in the conflict from the start. Family man and retired police inspector Adam will garner the most sympathy as he hunts for his captured wife. But Tamil's struggle to overcome the trauma he witnessed depicts a post-war reality that feels surprisingly realistic. Adam is on the hunt again, this time for his wife, who has been kidnapped by the vengeful Lord Vetus. Meanwhile, ambitious Marshal Thomas finds himself losing to the previous invaded Kez. Tama, assuming his father Thomas, missing or dead, must reluctantly rely on his powerful mage abilities to fight an advancing army. Okay. Darkling Sea, James Cambias. Cambia's underwater space exploration is fun adventure with multiple storylines following the elusive Imalamatarians, the humans trying to get a glimpse of this unseen race as the Sholin, another alien species, tries to end the expedition. Deep beneath the surface of the water-saturated planet Liminal live an Equestrian-like alien species who have never made contact with the outside world. One celebrity scientist Henry breaks protocol and sneaks out to film the Lamentarians. He is captured and sliced open, leaving the humans with a diplomatic mess on their hands. Two Sholin representatives, another alien species with whom humans previously made contact, intervene to bring the potentially damaging expedition to an end. Uh, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Um, what's the other one? Never could find that. The Waking Engine. 4 stars. David Edison. Fans of spiraling plotlines and a rich cast of characters will love reading Edison's fantasy debut. The laws of the city, unspoken, are unusual to say the least, and the many faceted characters complete the threads of plush tapestry of stories. All people live and die many times, simply entertaining a new world upon their death. But only in the city unspoken can the gateway to true death be found until it fails. The dying are overrunning the streets, and there's a hint of madness in the air. Cooper wakes up to find himself corralled by an angel and quickly realizes he's not home anymore. Ah, mystery, my favorite section. Um, see. I do not think I do not think this one made it. Don't think there's a pitch of it. No. We're gonna do this anyway without a pictures. I don't see. Where did I get that book? Just sure. Hmm. What is it? Let's remember that. Okay. New fancy editing here. Okay. Laura Lippman, After I'm Gone. Lippman is at her, got 4.5 stars. Lippman is at her finest here, laying a compelling mystery with emotional depth amongst slice of life's observations that will stay with readers long after the last page. 26 years ago, small time yet successful criminal Felix Brewer ran from a jail sentence, leaving behind a wife, 3 daughters, and a mistress. His mistress Julia later disappeared, and though many assume she had run off to be with Felix, a decade later her body is found. Okay. This other lady, if you have not watched my J.P. Beaumont series, please go watch my J.P. Beaumont series, read those books. J.P. is he starts off as a detective for the Seattle Police Department, and he goes through a few partners who have serious difficulties, and then he moves on as a detective, freelance. He works for the state government for the special homicide investigation team, and it just spells essays, whatever. His trials and tribulations. I read all of the books. I did videos on all of the books. He's awesome. Then we have Sheriff Brady, and she has her own series. And then we have the Ali uh, series, which is a little more on the suspenseful side that I don't read. But if you get a chance, go check out my JP Beaumont. Um, and this, I believe this is Ali. Let me see. Hmm. Yes, it's an Ali. It's an Ali book. I was right. It's the suspenseful ones. Ali has her own series. Moving target. 4 stars. Janet's latest novel brings together two mysteries, one of a man well in his senior years and one of a teenage boy. While in England, Allie Reynolds investigates the decades-old murder of her friend Leland's father. At the same time, she looks into a brutal attack on a juvenile offender back in the U.S. The boy who was incarcerated as a result of an earlier investigation by Allie's fiancé and partner B. Simpson appears to have an enemy inside the detention center. Because the incident has been ruled accidental, the boy is in danger of becoming the second victim of the attack. Not good. But if you like suspenseful, you like my J.P. Beaumont, you like Brady, uh, the Brady series or the Walker series, definitely check out the Alley if you like suspenseful. Um, the Drowning Pool. Spool, excuse me. If you Mother's Day, the knitting series. We knitting cozies. We did a whole cozies on knitting. She was one of them. Uh The Drowning Spool, 4 stars. Long-running series continues to produce solid and intriguing mysteries. Betsy is a wonderful, compassionate sleuth who involves herself in the lives of those around her. The amateur sleuthing gets results and tenacious pursuit of the results makes her a formidable protagonist. Betsy Devonshire, owner of Cruel World Needle Shop, has agreed to teach a few classes at the local senior complex. Warded Silk, Betsy is enjoying work with the residents of the complex until a young woman is found dead in the therapy pool. What looks like an accidental drowning suddenly appears to be murder, and Betty agrees to investigate. Mm, And I've often thought of doing these, and I might do these at some point, but the fact that your hero is a shrink, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still trying to decide, but your hero is a shrink. Jonathan Kellerman, killer. 4 stars. Typically, psychologist Alex Delaware assists his close friend LAPD Lieutenant Miles Sturgis in solving a homicide. But this time, it's his own work that places him in danger. Custody battles are generally nasty, but Kellerman kicks this one up to a whole new level as the fight over baby turns ugly. Lately, Alex has been working on independent expert in custody cases. When he is asked to evaluate a custody battle between two polar opposite sisters over one sister's infant daughter, he sides with the free-spirited but troubled mother rather than a rigid aunt. Dr. Constance Sykes. Connie delivers an offhanded death threat that Alice brushes off, but soon Mila alerts him that a hit has been placed on him and Connie is found dead and her sister flees. Oh, good God. Guess there's no love between those sisters. Um, we're gonna have to get into this one. Books, Cooks, and Crooks. 4 stars. Lila, Arlington's Lila Watt Wilkins hasn't lost any of her snap in this third outing of the novel idea series. The denizens of Inspiration Valley and Lila's fellow agents are still oddly charming. A nasty murder finds Lila to find out. A nasty murder forces Lila to find which one of these well-seasoned eggs is responsible. The Taste of the Town festival, complete with a celebrity chef that has been cooking show stars presenting demonstrations in the talk of the town, Inspiration Valley, North Carolina, especially after one of the stars' cooks is dead. When a kitchen blows up, the death leaves literary agent Lila Watkins, whose novel idea library agency organized the event to solve the murder. I have to see about that. Um, could not. We'll do one more. I could not for the life of me. I could not for the life of me find this book. I looked all over for it. Um, but I'd like Murder in the Afternoon got 4 stars. Set in the 1920s, Brady's excellent mystery splendidly captures the conflicts and attitudes of the time with well developed characters. P.I. Kate Shackleton is an intelligent woman and a good detective. The political climate comes into play in her latest case. Ethan Armstrong, a mason working after hours to finish a project, disappears, and his wife Mary Jane comes to Kate for help. Mary Jane's daughter saw him dead at the quarry, but the body has since disappeared. Oh, 1920s, we're talking mob related probably. And I that's it for mystery, I believe. Let me just look. We are moving on to contemporary romance. Um, Once in a Lifetime, Jill Chavez. 4.5 stars. Chavez never disappoints with a witty, comical, and uber romantic read. The ninth installment of the Lucky Harbor series should be on every reader's to be read list. Fans of contemporary romance will fall in love with Audrey and Ben and find the sexual tension electrifying. Audrey Wellington is working to make amends for the mistakes from her past while helping to get her aunt's bookstop Book and Bean off the ground. After finding it hard to keep Ben McDaniel off her mind, Ben is returned to Lucky Harbor after working abroad in disaster-torn countries. He finds his hometown peaceful despite the fact that the hottest woman in town already threw a face in his drink and Audrey is in his thoughts 24/7. That's how to get in a guy's brain. Throw a drink in his face. Um, Home to Seaview. Um, 4 stars. Let's face it, Woods knows romance. The sequel to Seaview Inn is warm and gooey, like a fudge brownie straight out of the oven. The storyline doesn't get interrupted when Woods brings back characters from the first book. Rather, it's like a welcoming back old friends. Divorcee Abby Miller returning home to Seaview Key in hopes of starting anew. She's not looking for love, or so she thinks, until she nearly drowns and is saved by a gorgeous paramedic, Seth Landry. Seth is a former military man who moved to the shore in an attempt to mend a broken heart. Abby and Seth each have loads of baggage and must resolve their own issues before they can get together. Okay. Smoke. Come here. What's up? Come here. Come on. What? Come here. 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 Come say hi. Just a minute. Shall we pause for brush time? So, Carla Negger's Cedar Brook. Um, Negger returns to the bucolic but full of secrets Knightsbridge for another superb mystery with romance. Her eloquent narrative rings with arcane facts, and her places, people, things are colorfully. Let's see. Being rescued by a good looking bad boy firefighter isn't how Samantha Bennett expected to start her staying Knightsbridge, Massachusetts. Now she has everyone's attention, especially that of Justin Sloane, her rescuer, who wants to know why she was camped out in an abandoned New England cider mill. Samantha is a treasure hunter who has returned to Knightsbridge to solve a 300-year-old mystery and salvage a good name. Now, see, a little mystery. and a little romance. See, that goes together. Don't Sit by My Computer. That makes a good book. That Emily's, the one that does the Happy Place books, she should do something like that. Her books are really good, but there's no mystery. There's no other. I just can't do a character angst the whole book. I need something else. Um, Winter at Mustang Ridge. Four and a half stars. Jesse Hayworth. Hayworth brings readers back to Mustang Ridge and the beautiful Wyoming mountains for another visit with the Sky family. Jenny and her love interest Nick are endearing with her playful banter, and their natural chemistry resonates with. Come here. Come on. You're stepping all over my books. Um, Videographer Jenny Sykes is in home Mustang Ridge for 1 month to run her family's dude ranch while her twin sister goes on a vacation. When Jenny brings an injured dog to the vet, she meets Nick Masterton, the town's new veterinarian, and an instant attraction flares. Um, Nothing sweeter. You're not gonna need chocolate after this. Four and a half stars. Drake writes excellent contemporary westerns that show real American West, not a dude ranch fantasy. I like a dude ranch fantasy. Left with only nightmares and an ugly scar, Audrey Madison is on the road looking for a new life with more freedom. On a whim, she answers the ad for a groom on the Colorado ranch. The job gives her plenty of hard work and a quiet place to heal, and it also introduces her to hot old school rancher Max Jameson. Max has been raising cattle and breaking horses all his life, just like his father did before him. Now he's faced with the fact that those skills are not enough to keep the land and the family. Bree has an idea to save the ranch, but is Max going to trust her with it? Let's see what happens. Carly Phillips. Lord, my computer is horrible with this stuff, isn't it? Can never show it straight. I have to. Perfect Together, 4 stars. Philip's sixth serendipity novel is a fun read. As always, the romance is straightforward and central to the story. Nicole Farnsworth may have met the town of Serendipity and hot police officer Sam Marsden under bad circumstances, but when she decides to leave behind the society life that her parents are trying to force her into, the town that soothed her spirit last time she visited seems like the best place to reinvent her life. Okay. 3 questions for Carly. The hero in Perfect Together, police officer Sam Morrison, is the last of the 3 Morrison siblings. What inspired you to write this character? Sam was the brother everyone met in the original first 3 books in the Serendipity series. He inspired me to go forward and write his family, always knowing his story would come last. My father, who passed away last year and who I was very, very close with, diagnosed with cancer from the chemotherapy. He reached a point where he couldn't drive, but he wanted to go to work. I called around to see if any of my friends knew a driver, and it turned out that the local police in my town like to drive during off hours. Within a week, the 2 men who drove my dad became good friends of the family. My father didn't know anyone he didn't bring into the fold. These guys were inspirations to me, and they inspired her story. Um, Had to Be You. Robin K. Hey, he's got clothes on. That's a first. Um, Kay's latest in her Bad Boys of Red Hook series, with a bad boy Slater as the center, has a solid plot, good pacing, and genuine characters. Slater Shore is back in Red Hook for a month to help his adopted father with a restaurant and look after Nick, the latest kid his family has adopted. Slater meets Rocky O'Sullivan, the lead singer in the Restaurant House Band, and their connection is instant. Okay. The Cowboy of Valentine Valley. 4 stars. Kane's latest in the Valentine Valley series is wonderful. She builds on the already entertaining and well constructed town with additional characters who are full of heat and heart. All Whitney Winslow wanted to do was have hunky cowboy Josh Stahlberg design leather collars for her lingerie shop. Leather and lace, not have him shoot her those hot looks of his and make her yearn for his bed. um Harmony Regina Hart, Harmony Cabin. 4 stars. The second book in the Hearts Finding Home series, the dispassionate souls coming together in Trinity Falls, make for a classic love story. Oh, the loss of a child. Nope, skip it for me. Worth everything. 4 stars. Scorcher. It's heartbreaking how callous the families are in this story, and it seems far stretching considering that the same some of the people, such as Stash's own mother, should want to support her. Gavin seems to be the only one willing to learn the truth about her claims, and yet he hides that attribute behind his cynical views of the wealthy and workaholic attitude. Gavin and Stash have an excellent balance between incredible sexy. They are so hot and serious. Gavin is smart, Stacy is no wallflower, and their romance enhances the storyline of finding a family to which one belongs to. Okay. All right, let's move on to paranormal. Now, when I think of Cynthia Eden, I think of erotica books. Burn for me, 4.5 stars. Scorcher. Eden has another winner with this book. Burn for Me features an inspired, masterful take on an uncommon mythological characters placed in contemporary society. Journalist Eve Bradley is on the trail of a major story. Pretending to be a doctor, she goes undercover in a secret facility that is conducting horrible tests on supernatural beings. Eve is sent to work with 3 gorgeous men known as Suspect 13. The scientists have no idea what this unnatural creature with terrifying abilities could be. Kane O'Connor has been trapped in the testing facility with no way to get free. When a new member of the staff enters his holding cell, he's instantly drawn to her, and Eve to him. They make a rash decision to break out. Okay. I want to know what his abilities are and why he didn't get out sooner. Did I? Wicked After Midnight. Steampunk. If you have not seen my If Then for Steampunk, go check it out. And we also did a live for Steampunk. And the audio isn't the visual, the whole thing. The content is good, but the audio and visual sucks. Whenever we went live, I don't know if it's still true now, but whenever we tried to go live, the video and audio would just go bazookas. So I have no idea what was going on my computer. Um, 4.5 stars. Boredom can have really dangerous consequences, as Demi Ward is about to discover. Rising star Dawson ventures back to the land of song in the third installment of her inventive steampunk vampire series. The dark underbelly of life in Paris, cabarets, is vividly explored as the stubborn heroine must deal with the fallout from her decisions. Demi Ward mysteriously landed in Sang 6 years ago after drinking binge at college. Although she was blinded, Demi and also turned into a vampire. So, don't things usually heal when people become vampires? Just saying. Demi also rescued Criminy Stain and has since worked as a contortionist in his traveling circus. But Demi is restless and bored out of her mind, so she convinces her best friend Claire to accompany her to Paris where they can join a cabaret. Hmm. And they get taken by slavers. Okay. Touch of an Angel, naked guy on the cover. Oh, and this book is next month, D.B. Reynolds. And the D.B. Reynolds is the books that knocked over my candle. I didn't put the bookend up correctly, and I was putting the candle up, and the books toppled. And they're thin books, but they're heavy books. Yeah, they're up there. And but because that corner there, right where that strip is, power strip, the two bookcases meet you know, like this. And the candle just fell straight down on the rug, and so did the shade, and neither were broken. I was totally amazed. But we did find out there is a broken Christmas house down there that we will never be able to get out because it's in pieces. But we did get the candle out, and we did get the shade out. So we was like, oh, the naked guy. God, the computer is horrible. Um, Touch of the Angel, Roselli Larerio, 4 stars. The third entry in Lario's Demons of Inferno series is well-written tale with clear-cut good guys and truly evil bad guys. It's been less than a year since Rowan and his brothers left Infernum, the hellish dimension of demons and angels, but the recent drought of work for the interdimensional bounty hunters is boring. On the mend, following a near-death experience with the succubus, Ronan and his brothers learn that a powerful incubus is using succubi to gather special abilities. Okay. Scarlet Devices. That looks like another steampunk. Yep, it is. A wild race across American dominion keeps the story hopping in the second installment of Drayden's sassy steam and seduction series. Now that she's done with the university, Eliza Hardison is struggling to figure out the next move in her life. Workers' rights are something she's passionate about, and she is especially concerned about those individuals who mysteriously disappear and are presumed to have gone west. Matthew Pence is Make Smith Baron Dexter Hardison's protege, but it is time for him to strike out on his own. Competing in the Sky and Steam rally from New York to San Francisco may just be the thing. Um, Now, a series, I made a mistake. I admit I made a mistake and I regret it terribly. And these books are not coming back, and I would like them. I really would like them back, but I gave them away. It took years to collect them in the first place. And because I was having so much trouble collecting them, I decided to just screw it and give them all up. And now I regret it. And I want these books back, but I will never get them back because they're really hard to come by. For whatever reason, They don't come in the thrift stores very often. If people buy them, they keep them. And that means the series is good if people buy them and keep them. Lurley, the Rule Breaker. And these started out as itty bitty mass markets. Look at this nice big thick hardcover now. This is the 13th book in Lee's long-running and erotically charged series about the pride, prejudice, and DNA manipulation. Takes a closer look at the conflicts within the breed culture. When she was 15 years old, Gypsy Rum McQuaid was abducted and her brother Mark was murdered before she was finally rescued by the breed warriors. One of the warriors was Lion Breed Rule Breaker, although Rule didn't realize that his lion self did. Gypsy is his breed mate. While Gypsy is aware that her brother played a dangerous game as a hacker helping the breeds, she still has always blamed herself for his death. And she's got to deal with the guilt and the anger. I never should have gotten rid of those books, but anyway. Chains of Illusion, naked guy on the cover. Third in the fascinating imaginative series with an otherworldly medieval chain of illusion hooks readers into the battle between the good bringers and the evil bane. It's time for Siban Gasper to take his place as a bringer tell. One endowed with the ability to know truth from lie. He's doing it from Kel Kendall, the human turned Bane who helped him escape from a Bane prison where he was being tortured. Healed and returned to human form, Rel, too, has become a bringer tell in his new role. Their first mission is to rescue other bringers from the shadow world. I just read. Amanda Ashley, Knight's Promise. 4 stars. Knight's Promise is the 6th in the Children of the Night series. Ashley once again offers up a consistently entertaining and well-written vampire romance. Cherie has always been fascinated by vampires. She frequents clubs with other vampire enthusiasts, but she never thought she'd actually meet one. Derek Blackwood originates from a vampire ancestry that dates back to the time of Cleopatra and makes good use of his supernatural powers of seduction. He's everything Cherie ever fantasizes about. When he takes her in his arms and kisses her neck, she belongs to him. Okay. Did I get this one? Yes. Janine Frost. Up from the Grave. 4.5 stars. After 7 phenomenal outings, Frost Night Hunter series comes to a breathtaking conclusion. Frost has a legion of royal fans as an amazing thrill ride that has emotionally loaded with plenty of emotional peaks and valleys as well as kick-butt action. Vampire husband and wife Cat and Bones have been enjoying an unusual quiet spell, but it comes to an abrupt halt when they learn from Cat's ghostly Uncle Don that Cat's former team members are missing. Don fears that their old nemesis Jason Magnan is somehow involved. Although Magnan is no longer CIA, someone is funding his continued research. As Cat and Bones start trying to locate their friends, what they discover is so horrifying. See what happens. I'm almost positive I missed one. Um, where did that go? I don't think that's part of the. That may be the next. Both of those may be the. But I think we've got 2 left. I started doing this series for the channel, and I got sidetracked. And maybe we'll go back to it. Chloe Neal Wild Things. Things are never dull in Chicagoland as the Catagon vampire and Master Ethan are currently under attack from both sides. When you crack open a Neal book, you know you are in for a roller coaster ride. Since they broke away from the Greenwich Presidium, Ethan, Merritt, and the rest of the Catagon vampires are just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Unfortunately, that's not their only problem, as Chicago's mayor wants to arrest Ethan for murder. Even though Ethan killed vampire Harold Mammoth in clear self-defense, the mayor wants to make an example of Ethan to ease tensions and let the lawyers work it out. Ethan and Merritt agree to visit the headquarters of the American Central Pack. Things go dangerously awry and when twisted magic is used to attack wolves during a pack celebration. I remember these. I remember these. We'll do a couple of HQs real quickly. Let's see if there's anything in the fire. Shelly Green. Let's see. There are so many Harlequins. If only for tonight. This one here. Just had it. Oh, Cheryl Green. Sherelle Green. When an event planner, Sydney Rain, meets Sean Miles on vacation, the two know that sex is their immediate future. Afterward, each assumes it's a one-night stand complete with fake names. They go their separate ways, only to be reunited at Sydney's sister's wedding. Sean, an undercover FBI agent, is on assignment and forced to work side by side with Sydney while she plans a series of company events. Okay. Um, Not even featured here. What's on the other page? Let's look. They usually do. What else is here? Lost my place. No, just the one. Here are some more books just in case. I don't have the. Alright. Big, huge article. If you haven't seen my Black authors, if you haven't seen my if thens, do a search for my if thens. Lawyers, um, forensics, Kathy Reichs, Patricia Cornwell, vampires, regencies, the Bridgertons, uh, lawyers, forensics, Scotland Yard detectives, Native American authors, mysteries, Hillermans. There's a Hillerman coming out soon. We'll be doing that on this channel as soon as I get my hands on it. There are so many if thens that I did. Scotland, nobody's watched any of them. Go back and watch them for me, please. Scotland Yard, the forensics, the lawyer one, the detective one, the Native American one, the vampire one, the Bridgertons one. There's so many if thens out there. Over 50 or 60 of them by now. The first few ones I got screwed up with the numbers, so there's actually probably like 70 or 80, but the first 10 or 15 I screwed up with the numbers. But it's just the if thens, if you like this author, then you might like that author. That's the whole theory behind theirs. Uh, but I think that's it. I don't think there's any pictures for the erotic ones. Um, but I'll show you some pictures. Back in the day, you'd think with a full page ad, JC Burton would be in this, but she's not. She might have been in the last one. She might be in the next one. I'll have to look. And of course, Eller's Cave is the big one. And Loose ID is a smaller channel. And Sage. Hey, where's Sandheim? There's no Sandheim. Featured romances. Lady we just did. Laura Lee. If anybody sees any of these, let me know. And I'm working on March. So that was February 2014. These authors are still here. They're still relevant. They're still good. So check it out and have a good day.